TV18 special story today. Indian e-commerce is the flavor of the season, with foreign investors and e-tailers lining up large chunks of capital. But the regulatory uncertainty surrounding the sector is causing concerns, though money continues to be committed to the market for now. Over the weekend, global e-tailer Amazon, in a filing to the US Securities and Exchange Commission, cautioned investors about issues related to interpretation of India's laws, which could potentially impact its business plans. Purnima Murli and Kritika Saxena report that the government certainly isn't helping matters.
There have been a lot of talk about e-commerce. Our response initially, and which I think broadly would be even now, is that if our position on the multi-brand retail is something which we've explained, we also are conscious that e-commerce should not become a backdoor entry for multi-brand retail. We're conscious of that.
This statement from the Commerce Minister is a cautionary warning to e-tailers and foreign investors looking at Indian e-commerce. While the government has refused to change its position on allowing FDI in multi-brand retail, it has sent out confusing signals on e-commerce. While FDI is allowed in B2B e-commerce, it is not allowed in B2C ventures yet, and sources within government have held out hope of relaxing the norms in the future. So while the Walmarts of the world are stepping up their online presence, e-tailers like Flipkart, Snapdeal and Amazon are allegedly under the Enforcement Directorate scanner. Sources say the Enforcement Directorate is probing these e-tailers to understand if their ownership structure is in compliance with FEMA regulations. This uncertainty has been red flagged by global giant Amazon in a filing to the US SEC. Amazon, which recently committed $2 billion to India, has said, and I quote, "We provide certain marketing tools and logistics services to third-party sellers to enable them to sell online and deliver to customers. Although we believe these structures and activities comply with existing laws, they involve unique risks. There are substantial uncertainties regarding the interpretation of PRC, People's Republic of China, and Indian laws and regulations, and it is possible that the government will ultimately take a view contrary to ours. If our international activities were found to be in violation of any existing or future PRC, Indian or other laws or regulations, or if interpretations of those laws and regulations were to change, our business in those countries would be subject to fines and other financial penalties, have licenses revoked, or be forced to shut down entirely," unquote. Responding to CNBC TV18's queries, Amazon India said, "It is given our rapid growth and announcement of substantial investment that we have called out India explicitly for the first time this quarter." Amazon India further clarified, while no investigation has been initiated, the Indian arm has received queries from the Enforcement Directorate.
This was the first time around that Amazon has kind of reported the, to SEC that there might be some issues with Indian laws and regulations. And one reason that they've done that is because they've committed a large amount, right? They've almost committed $2 billion to an industry and to a country. They want to make sure that everybody's aware of potential risks of making this investment. But I don't think it makes a big difference as far as, what their strategy in India is.
This uncertainty will hurt the growth of India's e-tail business, which according to Deloitte stands at about 8% of the current organized retail market and has the potential to grow to 18% by 2018, but not without FDI.
Self-investment could possibly trigger growth, but I do believe that if you're looking at growth greater than India's overall GDP, there needs to be some FDI going into the retail space.
So the 18% is not doable without FDI?
Probably not.
The Commerce Ministry is said to be looking into the matter and is expected to come up with a clear roadmap soon. However, till then, the growth plans of most of these firms will be reined in by tax and regulatory uncertainty. With Purnima Murli in New Delhi, Kritika Saxena.
So regulatory hurdles continue to dog e-commerce firms. Now, Diwali's come and gone, but India's auto industry is still not out of the woods. Sales for the month of October from top car makers show that demand remains tepid, and what's worse, it was a festive month and Motown's hopes were riding high. Not just that, even two-wheeler sales are yet to pick up. Sonia Shinoy does all the number crunching. Sonia.